Hi, Kirsten Jones here with You Go Girl Coaching. How did last week go? Did you get out from under the rock that you're hiding behind? Did you find something, if you weren't hiding, to challenge yourself on and push yourself on and get out there and put yourself out there, even if you didn't really want to do it? Every week, every day, we get a chance to do that. And just like that, we also get to decide if we're happy or not. And so this week I told you I was going to talk to you about, are you a happy person? About 80% of us aren't. That's probably even an optimistic number. Most of us have something rattling around in our heads that says, the sun is not out today, regardless of what the weather's like outside. So figuring out whether you are or you aren't, you probably know deep down inside if you really listen quietly. But if you don't have an idea, here's a very simple test. I'm going to read off 10 words. Write these down. Get a piece of paper and a pen. Write these down, or at least log them in your head. And what you're listening for is I'm going to say the word, and I want you to think of the first, it's kind of instant association, right? Think of the first thing that comes to your mind when I say that word. So, for example, love. Money, home, children, garden, boss, water, animal, music, dark. So think about each of those words. Home, love, money, boss, water, dark, animal, music, husband, law. That's the one I said. Think about those, and what is the first word that you associate with that? Is it positive or negative? For example, love. If you think the first thing you think of when you think of love is he broke my heart and he sucks and I'm never going to love again? Or do you think, wow, it's wonderful that I had that love to begin with and that it's possible to have more? Home. I didn't have a great home growing up and it's very painful and I don't want to think about that, but I do all the time. Or do you think, I can build the home of my dreams, physically and emotionally, with what I have today? Or water, scarcity, particularly if you live here in California. Or you can think of drowning. Oh, it's awful. Or you could think of the beautiful ocean and what it does, what it provides for us. You see what I'm doing with each of those? So each of those words, think about them and do a little tally of how you perceive even a basic word that has no emotion attached to it. It's not even in a sentence. It's just a singular word. Yet when we think of it, we immediately have a reaction to it. And generally speaking, most people go to the negative. That's where we spend a lot of our day, is in the negative, and is in what we don't have and what we're lacking. But what if we flip the script? Kind of like last week when I talked about where do you want to be a year from now, 5 years from now. What if we focus on expanding what is? Having gratitude for what is. Last night I went to go hear Gabby Bernstein. Her book is now #1 on the bestseller list, right? So you probably, if you haven't heard of her yet, I had actually just came across her last week, but went to hear her speak about her book. And her struggle is she's been trying to get pregnant and can't. And she said, I mapped everything out. I've got this plan. It's got to happen. God knows, the universe knows it's coming. I'm going to write this book. I'm going to have a baby. It's all going to work out. And a year later, she has a book, but she doesn't have a baby. And she said, I could spend a lot of energy feeling awful and mean and upset at the world because that wasn't my plan. But God had a different plan for her. The universe had a different plan for her. And so oftentimes we think we have a plan and we're going to figure that plan out. And when that plan happens, I'll be so happy when it happens. And the truth is, happiness is in the water. It's in the love. It's in the children. It's in here. So the exercise this week, once you've gone through the handwriting exercise of identifying your feelings around those words, is spend some time going inside and around gratitude and think about what is. I'm not going to be happy when we get the new job, or when we move to the new house, or when I get that new car, or when I find that man or woman, or when I have the baby. I choose to be happy right now. I don't even know what I'm going to talk about next week. I got to think about that. I've got a few ideas floating around though, so come check in with me next week. Please rate your comments, send me thoughts, and thank you so much for tuning in. I can't wait to connect with you soon. You're amazing. We should talk. Thank you.